Welcome back. Many of you are losing the game of business, and the reason is you're trying to compete. Stop competing.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. I hear from many of you that the landscape out there is very difficult to compete in. Well, stop competing. You know, it's really interesting. When I had my salon business, we were doing manufacturing, and all the manufacturers across the country, they would come out with a new product, a new idea, a new color, a new style, and then somebody else would copy it. And then somebody else would come out with something else, and then somebody else would copy it. There was this constant competition, and the way they drove it, besides just innovating the product, was pricing. Just kept driving down the price. And of course, it brings everybody to the point where they can't make any money. Stop competing on that basis. I decided very early on that that's not the place that I wanted to be. Now, everyone in the industry would not offer any return, any refund, anything. So I decided to not compete, not innovate, but completely go the opposite way. And that was take my equipment, pay for it obviously up front, take it, and if you don't like it in 30 days, bring it back for a full refund. 100%, no questions asked, bring it back. Guess what? In 5 years, do you know how many people brought back the equipment? 1. And what they wanted was just a different color. They didn't like the color that it matched with their salon. So they brought it back, they exchanged it, and it wasn't even used equipment at that point. They just set it up, they didn't like it, brought it back. Second, what happens with all that equipment on the marketplace? It's out there, they've used it for 3 or 4 years, and all they're going to do is just throw it in the garbage. I said, wait a second. Why don't I buy back this equipment from them, refurbish it, and then sell it on the secondary market? Nobody was doing that. It was a tremendous profit center. I wasn't trying to compete with them. I wasn't trying to just innovate. I wasn't trying to keep one step ahead of them. I wanted to do something that the rest of the industry was not doing and would never consider. Peter Drucker, considered maybe the father of business consulting, made a very profound observation. And he said, because the purpose of business is to create a customer, the business enterprise has 2 and only 2 basic functions: marketing and innovation. Well, I got to tell you, I completely disagree with Peter Drucker. Now, before everybody starts turning off the podcast here, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I do not believe that the purpose of a business is to create a customer. The purpose of a business is to service a customer. And do you do that through marketing and innovation? No, that's the way you attract customers, right? But marketing and innovation is not enough, especially in today's marketplace. If you're innovating, you're getting killed. Now, you got to change, but you've got to make big leaps and jumps. If you're making small changes in your service or in your product, you're going to get your butt handed to you. You've got to really think outside the box. As a matter of fact, just create a new box, create a completely different paradigm shift. Also, while I'm on the topic, marketing. Marketing's great, right? But marketing is used in order to produce sales. Sales is what really matters, right? At least in his explanation. But I'm going to give you an explanation that I think makes a lot more sense. Because I believe the purpose of a business, as I said before, is to service customers. The business enterprise has one and only one basic function, and that is to make a profit. If you do not make a profit and you continue to lose money or simply even break even, you are not going to have a sustainable model. If you don't have a sustainable model, your cost structure is eventually going to go up and you're going to start losing money, and then eventually you'll be out of business because you only go out of business when you run out of cash. You run out of cash when you're no longer profitable. What I constantly see in the marketplace right now is these companies trying to look like the other company, their next door neighbor, somebody else in their marketplace. Yeah, they're innovating a little bit. They're putting a different design on it, but for the most part, it's one and the same. Stop copying. Stop imitating. Figure out who you are, what you stand for, and march to your own tune. Become so outside the box that you stand out. That's the way you win in today's marketplace. And another thing, some of you are just playing too nice. Your competition does not hate you. You've got to get to the point where your competition, when they talk about you, they're absolutely pissed off. They despise you. You've got to get to that point. I was hated by my competition. Absolutely hate it. And you know what? That made me smile. In your business, what do you need to start or stop when it comes to innovation? Where do you need to really be looking outside the box and getting to the point where customers adore you and your competition hates you? I wish you the very best. Don't make it a fair fight. Get out there and play hard. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you found today's show valuable. If you would like to receive these shows automatically to your phone or to your computer, simply go to iTunes and subscribe. After listening to several of the shows, if you're so inclined, please leave us a 5-star rating, as this helps us reach additional people and spread the message. If you're truly committed to taking your life to the next level and doing whatever it takes to become a peak performer, but something's holding you back, something is blocking your way, and you just can't seem to figure out what it is, send me an email to info@thorconklin.com, and I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you. We'll schedule a 15-minute discovery call. No obligation, no cost. I absolutely love to hear from the listeners, and if there's something I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to do that. Also, if you found something of great interest in today's show and you want to share that with your friends and family, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode, hit the share button, and share it on your page. You can follow me at Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. We're constantly adding new free resources, discussing additional tricks, tips, tools, and strategies on how to be a peak performer. Remember, I try to keep these episodes short so you can listen to them during dot time, doing other things, commuting, driving, walking, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.